you never know what's going to hit you, especially in, a fast moving, hyper growth company in the tech space. You have all these 5 fires, and then, eventually you put them out, and then it turns out there was a 6th fire. You just didn't know about it, and it's massive and it's behind you. Hi, everyone. My name is Vaso. I'm currently the head of people for a fintech company based in London. We're called TrueLayer. Our current employee base is around 130 last time I checked. And our job is to help fintech companies connect to banks. It's cool. We recently, last summer, we raised around 40 million US dollars from big venture capitalist funds. So now we're on a quite aggressive growth trajectory as we're expanding into different markets. My role is broadly to create a great place to work and keep people happy, but I can go into loads of detail, but that's how I like to summarize it. I think our culture is amazing and fun, and it was the reason that I joined. What really stuck out for me when I was interviewing with TrueLayer is how much the executive team really genuinely sort of cares about people. And I think that's one of our values as well, right? Value people, and a second value is enjoy life. So I think, maintaining a healthy work-to-life balance is really important for everyone. And while, our founders especially are, very, very hardworking, they also take the time to, make sure they're focusing on the things that really matter, friends, family, time with loved ones. And we try to replicate that across the whole organization. So I grew up in Nicosia, which is the capital city of Cyprus. I enjoyed school. I had fun there. I did lots of extracurriculars, whether it was sport or drama. I sort of kept busy. I was very clear on what I enjoyed doing. Like, I really liked the arts, and specifically sort of literature and history, and stayed away from the sciences. But it was very clear to me, the lesson that I enjoyed the most, or the class that I enjoyed the most, was English literature. And so, because nothing else made sense to me when I was, 16 or 17, and you sort of have to make your choices on what to study at university. For me personally, it felt really weird to think, I'm gonna become a lawyer, or I'm gonna become a doctor. I didn't know what being a lawyer was, or being a doctor was. What would that mean day to day? What I did know that I liked was English literature. And so it made sense to me to apply to study literature. Now, my parents, while, they're great and we're generally supportive, they did sort of, challenge a little bit and sort of wonder, gosh, what sort of job opportunities are you going to have with an English literature degree? You're probably going to be a teacher, which they'd be happy with, but they couldn't really see what else I could do other than teach English literature. And I didn't know either, but I had received some great advice from my headmaster at the time, who said, it doesn't matter what you study if you choose to study. It matters more what you do afterwards, and how you use the skills that you've maybe obtained during studying or doing other things after that part. And I took a leap of faith and believed him, and went on to study literature. by far the skill that I use the most in my line of work is adaptability. So you never know what's going to hit you, especially in, a fast moving, hyper growth company in the tech space, right? Things change on a daily basis. Priorities change on a daily basis. There's at any given moment, there's sort of 5 fires to put out, and you have to sort of decide which one's the biggest, And so being able to adapt to that is by far, I think, the most important skill that I've gained or that I use. And the second one is resilience, because you have all these 5 fires, and then eventually you put them out, and then it turns out there was a 6th fire, you just didn't know about it, and it's massive and it's behind you, And sometimes you're just like, gosh, like, oh, here we go again. And it's, it's hard to keep going and to persevere, but having that, building that resilience, and it comes with time, but being open to it and understanding that every fire is an opportunity to become stronger and to grow more. That's also been very helpful to me, and something that I've cultivated and that I am sure I'll keep cultivating for many, many years. I do think there's skills that you can gain from any job, but it's important that if you do decide that you're at a stage in your life where you want to make a compromise, that you're very clear about what you're aiming to get from the compromise. And that might be, a great name on your CV, or working with a world-class, banker to learn from them. But you need to be clinical about pulling the cord when you've received the skill that you made the compromise for. Don't compromise on that critical point. You made the compromise to gain the skill. Once you've got it, get out and be really, really strict with yourself. And the other thing that I would mention is I did the same too, right? When I left the first job that I was so deeply unhappy with, I took a 50% pay cut. It was completely nuts and hard, for me financially. But I always said to myself that this is an investment in my future, and it hurts now, but I will reap the rewards in the future. And this is a stepping stone to a much better place where I'm going to be happier at work and more motivated and excited. I would encourage people to try everything, say more yeses than you do nos, and be optimistic. Things do work out. And if it feels like they're not working out, it means you haven't reached the end of the tunnel. You're still in the tunnel. Just keep walking, and it will, and it will work out. And don't panic. There's keep some perspective. There's, often there's way worse things that could be happening, and also it's overwhelming for everyone. Right? I remember, university being really overwhelming. I remember job searches still are very overwhelming. You're not alone, and, seek help from friends and from trusted, individuals, because that's what really matters, I think.